Hello and welcome back to my channel. It has been a little while since we've spoken because I had a terrible reading month in October. I set myself a TBR, as you might have seen in one of my previous videos for October, and did not stick to it. I had a few books that I didn't like, and then I ended up DNFing The Ministry of Time. It wasn't a great month for me. However, I think we're back on track for November. I hope, at least. Read one book so far. I'm 200 pages into another, so I'm hopeful that it will be better. But in saying that, it is now November. We're coming to the end of 2024. Scary. But we're coming to the end of 2024, and I came across the end of year book tag. I have the questions on my laptop beside me, so that's why I'm looking over. But I thought it would be a fun opportunity to talk about what I've been reading, how I've been reading, and my plans for the future. The future being the next 2 months. The question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? I'm pretty good at not starting books and leaving them and forgetting them. The only book that I did start this year and I haven't finished is Homegoing. And I got about 22 pages in, so to be honest, when I read this, I'll probably start it over. The reason I didn't continue was I tried reading this in October and I had a string of not so great books, and then I was trying to read this, and the blurb of this one is about two sisters, one sold into slavery, the other is a slave trader's wife, and it's just not the most uplifting, and I needed something gripping and happy and jolly to try and get me out of a reading slump. And this was not going to do it, because this was going to be tough to read. And when you're in a reading slump, it's maybe not what you should be reaching for. And I felt that it wasn't what I needed to be reaching for in order to not pull myself into a really, really bad reading slump. So I do need to read this, though I don't think I will read it by the end of the year, because there's a stack of about 5 books that I have just decided I'm not going to read this year, because it was my goal for the year to decrease my physical TBR, which I have, because I currently have 13 books left, which is amazing for me. And there's about 5 of them that I've decided that I'm just not going to get to in the next 2 months, because they're not very happy or uplifting. So we have Homegoing, another one is The Bluest Eye, another one I think is Hood Feminism. I can't remember what the other 2 are, but they're just not gonna be the most jolly for a jolly time of year at Christmas. So I've decided to put them to the side. But to answer the first question, the book that I have started, the only book I've started and not finished that wasn't a DNF, has been this book. I've DNF'd a few books throughout the year, that I don't have any intention of continuing. So yeah, this I do need to finish. Question number 2. Do you have any autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Not necessarily autumnal, because it's now November, and this definitely would have been a better Halloween read. But I will be reading Carrie with my book club in November. I guess I don't know, would you say it's autumnal? But it's definitely Halloween, though we've passed it. And I will be reading this, so I guess that will get me into the mood. The books that have kind of gotten me into the autumnal mood already were Inkblood Sister Scribe and The Kiss Curse, which is the sequel to The X-Hex, and The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. They all got me into the autumnal mood, but I have already read. The other book that I think will be a good autumnal read, or at least I hope, is Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I don't know why. This is giving me fall vibes, autumnal vibes, but I hope to read this in December. So we'll see, because I have, much like all of her other books, this seems to be slightly divisive, though I've heard more favor for this book than I have the other books, which is, what's the word? It's encouraging, because I think I need it. Because, as I have said before, me and Sally have a love-hate relationship. Next question is there any new releases or upcoming releases I'm still waiting for? Not that I'm aware of. There's a few in 2025 that I'm having my eye out on. For example, Heartstopper, the final volume. There's the new Taylor Jenkins Reid book. But they're 2025. So not for 2024. Not that I'm aware of, because I admittedly am not the best at keeping up to date with upcoming releases. Like, I know about books once they're released. I'm not very good at anticipating them. Probably should get a bit better at that. So the next question is, what are 3 books you want to read by the end of the year? For that, I'm going to go with these 3. I have books in front of me. So the first one that I hope to read this month in November is The Master and Margarita. I'm really excited to read this because it seems up my alley. A little bit of a weird one about the devil, but I'm excited to read it, and I hope it won't take too long. The font is scarily small, but I'm hoping to read this. I'm also hoping to read Margaret Atwood's The Testaments. I will say forever that The Handmaid's Tale is one of the best books I've ever read. I wouldn't say it's necessarily my favourite book, but it's just a really important piece of literature. And I'm really glad that I got to read it in an academic setting when I was doing my master's, because I think it gave me a deeper understanding and a greater appreciation of it than I would have had if I just read it on my own. So that's the second book. And the third book that I want to read by the end of the year is Intermezzo, just because, as I say, I have a love-hate relationship with Sally Rooney, and I cannot be bringing this into 2025 unread, especially because Faber were so kind to actually send me an advance copy. Final question is there any book that you think could still shock you and become a favorite book of the year? Maybe Intermezzo, because I'm so apprehensive about it that I think it's the one, if anything's going to shock me by me liking it, it'll be this one. Because the rest of them, I don't have any reservations about. I don't have any expectations about. So I can't say that it would be a shock if I like them. Whereas this, if I like it, I'll be really happy. If I love it, it will be a shock. Because me and Sally, as I say, love-hate relationship. Love-hate relationship. Loved normal people. I really, really did. And then not so much for others. And I'm just a bit apprehensive. So I think in terms of shocking, probably this. It could shock me and be a new favorite. I also think The Master and the Margarita could be a new favorite because it seems to be something that I would enjoy, though I don't think it would be shocking if I liked it. Thanks for watching. It's kind of a short and sweet one this week because I'm only getting back into my little reading groove. I really was put through the ringer in October. I was. If you were following me on Instagram, you would have seen very interesting stories because I was struggling to find anything to grip me. And I'm glad that I'm kind of back into the swing of things a little bit at least. As for what I'm reading right now, I'm currently reading Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. It is quite compelling. It is intriguing and entertaining in the sense that I am looking forward to picking it up. However, I am mildly confused like 95% of the time as to what's going on, because there's just a lot of moving parts and a lot of different characters. And the other thing is that it is over 500 pages, and I've got big book fear. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I do not like big long books. So I am dealing with the intimidation of that and the fact that there is like a bajillion characters, it feels like. So there's a lot to keep track of, and if you're not paying attention, you could so easily be a little bit confused, which has happened. Thanks for watching. I am going to leave it here for now, and I shall see you all next time. Hopefully, it won't be a 3-week break like it has been, but that's what happens when you get into a reading slump, I'm afraid. Okay, thanks for watching. See you soon.